Another week, it's time to look at another cover price top 10 list. There's an old book on here, like one that didn't come out this month. So let's take a look what did make the list up next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hello, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another one of these cover price top 10 list videos where we look at the top 10 most sold books on cover price for the week. And this is the week of January 29th, 2024. And there isn't a lot of change from previous weeks, but there is a little bit of news, and we'll see some more news that drove sales for the runners up 11 through 20. We'll take a quick look at those as well. But let us start with the top 10 list, and we're going to look at each book on the list. So let's go to number 10 on the list, and it is Ultimate Spider-Man, number 1. This is the third straight week that we've seen Ultimate Spider-Man books on the top 10 list. This is the Marco Cicchetto costume TC, the Spider-Man 2099 costume. And we see it's only been out a couple of weeks. It's selling for about $25 to $35 raw, and no books have yet hit the CGC census. I'm pretty sure we will see those books coming out very, very soon from CGC. Let's just jump to number 9. And this one's a little bit different. Avengers Twilight, number 1, Alex Ross cover. The first appearance of James Stark. Book is selling for about $20. This is a book from January. So it just came out, and there are a lot of variants of this particular cover. I'm trying to see if any of them, this one, the Frank Miller Lightning Bolt Virgin variant, 1 in 200, sold for $154. We got Felipe Masafera selling 1 in 100, selling for about $100. So yeah, let's take a look at why this made the list. The book marks the debut of James Stark, the son of Tony Stark. He's quite different from his father, not in the best way. He still dabbles in his father's patented antagonism, but this time it is directly aimed at good old Captain America. Alex Ross dominates the cover per usual, which immediately got fans interested, and in the first appearance of what could be a major character, and the after arc was moving at a solid clip. I guess there is a slab. It has to be a pre-order, but we're seeing near mint sales of this book in about the $20 range. $15 to $20, I would say. Let's move to number 8 on the list. It's Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the Ryan Stegman variant. No slab sales yet. The book selling close to $20. And this one, the family portrait, is the first cover appearance of Richard and May Parker, the children of Peter and MJ in this particular Ultimate universe. And if you haven't read issue number 1 yet, it is a great read. And I think that's really what has fans excited about this book, that they're enjoying the reading. We're going to see where it's going. I mean, I'm sure there will be second printings of this, because everybody seems to be clamoring for copies of this book. And the second printings might be worth picking up just because everybody wants these first printings. I think they will probably, I would imagine they'd at least maintain cover price. And this particular one, heartwarming cover, that supports the first cover appearance of the desperate, basically it's the fan base. I haven't been reading Amazing Spider-Man lately, but a lot of longtime Spider-Man fans are not really enamored with the particular run in Amazing Spider-Man. So this is a different Spider-Man story, and kind of just people clamoring for a good Peter Parker story. Let's go to number 7 on the list, and this is the only old book on the list. It is Spectacular Spider-Man number 9, the first appearance of the White Tiger. It is selling for $25 to $40 raw. And, the 9.4s are dipping, jumping above 100. We haven't seen a 9.8 sale recently. And the reason this is so hot is because set photos from Daredevil Born Again showed White Tiger. His first character Marvel had of Hispanic descent. There had been questions whether or not it would be this particular White Tiger or maybe the female White Tiger that we would see, but it looks like a male version in the set photos. Let's take a look at this particular book. It's CGC Trajectory. And we can see it did jump up. These are 9.8s. It did jump up to $749 in June of 2021. And then up to, it was kind of holding in the $500-$600 range. This is an aberration. This sale actually is not a correct sale. It is an error from back in June on Go Collect's part. It shows a copy of a 9.8 of this, but the description says Excalibur #1. So I think that we can discount and just say that the book has been pretty solid. We look at the 9.6s though, which have been selling a little more consistently. Up and down. And again, still actually a recent sale. Well, that's earlier this month. We haven't seen a sale since the announcement. So it's hard to determine. If we look at graded sales, it's easier to see very recent graded sales of what am I looking at? Spectacular Spider-Man. We can see here. The two most recent sales are a 9.4 for $109. That's up $18 or about 20% over the fair market value, and a 9.2 of $85. Those are both sales since the set photos were shown, and the $55 sale for an 8.5. So let's take a look at number 6 on the list. And it's Marvel Previews Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Oh, come on, man. This is from October. $10, $15 sales. It has, I guess, the first appearance, quote unquote. It is a preview of Ultimate Spider-Man on the cover. Some are now offering this book up as the true first appearance of the character over issue #1 or Ultimate Invasion #1, second print. Regardless, I'm not a long-term believer in these previews. They're nice. I mean, if you have them, but I wouldn't put a lot of stock in them. Let's go to number 5, Ultimate Spider-Man #1, the J. Scott Campbell edition. I'm not sure this is his best work. It kind of looks a little kitschy to me, and it shows, I guess, a happy MJ and Peter. That's not really singing to me. $15 to $20 sales on that. Let's just move on to the number 4, X-Force #48, covered by John Cassidy. This is horrific. I mean, I have to think that, oh man, this is one of the ugliest covers I've ever seen. It really is bad. I can't see any redeeming qualities. It is just a terrible cover. But people, I guess, are clamoring for it. $15 to $20 some odd dollars for this book. I don't know. Most believe it was purely a spoof of the recent Frank Miller covers. Others are not so convinced. Regardless, we're staying out of this one and purely reporting the sales it experienced last week. Leave, take a look, and then let me know in the comments what you think of this cover. I think it's horrible. And I would not go out of my way for this. I don't understand, but whatever. The market dictates what it dictates. People slow down to look at a car wreck. Let's look at number 3 on the list. Ultimate Spider-Man #1, yada, yada, yada. Black suit. Marco Cicchetto variant. Look at this. Near mint copy selling for $100. Oh my goodness. That is bananas. I mean, has it just gone up and up and up that much? And supposedly, no, you can't get these at any store. Yeah, I mean, you got multiple copies selling around $90. I mean, near mint, 75.66. Wow. That is crazy. That is crazy. I wouldn't be buying this right now. Black Suit Spidey still the king. Overdose book is experiencing stronger sales and higher value, mostly because it features the iconic black suit on the cover. You know, the one that would later go on to be Venom, yada, yada, yada. But that's not even part of the narrative at this point. You know, we've seen actual Spider-Man in one panel as a, you know, Peter Parker as Spider-Man in costume. Let's move on to number 2. And here we have Ultimate Invasion #1, second printing. So this is, you can see the maker, the Reed Richards from the first Ultimate Universe, who prevented superheroes from being created by preventing the radioactive spider from biting Peter Parker. So you have the first cover appearance of this version of Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And this book is selling $25 to $40, and 9.8 came to sale for $110. I think that's actually a little lower than what I would have expected. 110 and 117. It's hard because it's going to be one of the first ones, and I've talked about this before several times. You gotta be wary of the 9.8s early on. This book is not underprinted. I mean, the Ultimate Spider-Man probably has a huge print run. The Ultimate Invasion probably had a pretty strong print run. So these books are out there. Even the second print is out there. It's not a rare book, and it's just one of those snowball things. People are going to be sending this book in to get it graded. A lot of them are going to get 9.8s, and will demand keep pace with supply. Let's look at numero uno. Ultimate Spider-Man #1, cover A. What else can I say? This book has been, this is the third straight week, $60 sales. Now we see 9.8s coming to market and selling at about $140. And it's been pretty consistent, 125, 160 sale. Wow. I'm not sure what to tell you, but yeah. So that's our top 10 list. And we look at the top 10, right? Let's just go back here. We have this Avengers book with the Parker kid, the Stark kid, James Stark. We have this ugly cover. We have White Tiger. We have Ultimate Invasion, which is a lead into Ultimate Spider-Man #1, and then 6 different variants, one of them being the previews of Ultimate Spider-Man #1 of the top 10, which begs us, maybe it's a little more interesting to look at 11 through 20, and we'll see 11, the Max. Channing Tatum supposedly going to play the Max in some sort of movie. Again, this is a plentiful book, so even though there is demand for it, there's plenty of supply. Even for a book from the early to mid 90s, you're not going much over $100 for a 9.8. Number 12, Thrawn Alliances. This is the new Thrawn series, the 125 Paul Renaud Collectors of Thrawn. Number 13, Darker Image #1, first appearance of the Max. Do look out for the newsstand of this. That, especially in 9.8, can be quite pricey. And then we have Madam Web news here. Ezekiel's first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2, number 30. Then Daredevil Born Again news. The Muse, whose first appearance here is in Daredevil 11 with a pretty great cover there. Then Ultimate Spider-Man 1, the Tony Daniel 1 and 25. Ultimate Spider-Man 1, Mateus Mananini. Let's keep going. This one, okay. Oh, wow, a Copper Age book. That's nice. Wonder Woman number 19, the first appearance of the Earth One, or the post-crisis Cersei, who is, again, news here, going to be in the upcoming Creature Commandos series. And yeah, so actually, Cersei, the Earth 2 version of Cersei, first appeared in Justice League of America 102. That book seems to be forgotten, but this is the one that I guess fans are pointing to link the character that Anya Chalotra is going to be portraying as a voice actress in the animated Creature Commando series. And certainly we could see that character emerge into live action at some point. Number 19, Tombstone's first appearance in Web Spider-Man 36. I think this has long been an undervalued book. Wow, El Muerto was canceled. However, just a few days ago, Sony announced they would resume development of the project without Bad Bunny in the lead. Other rumors, like Tombstone was rumored to be the main villain. Is El Muerto a villain? These Sony projects, I'm done with. I am going to go see Madam Web. I don't understand why that movie is releasing on a Tuesday on Valentine's Day. Like, is that a date movie? I don't understand. So, and then number 20, Nova number 1. A rumor that Ryan Gosling has been spoken to. Nova, everybody's been speculating on Nova for years, and we haven't seen anything concrete. But it's funny, I just stumbled across this book in a collection. So there you have it, the top 10 and the next 10. Ultimate Spider-Man is dominating everything right now. It is worth a read. Absolutely. Will it maintain this? I don't know. There's got to be some other books that people want. And we are seeing a little bit of news, I think, as the year goes on. Remember, not much coming out this year, but in terms of stuff coming to theaters or TV screens, but I think we're going to get a lot of announcements as, Daredevil Born Again resumes shooting, as Marvel's kind of lining up their movies for the next couple of years. Deadpool 3 ready to come out. James Gunn probably firming up the first part of that chapter 1 of the DC universe. I think a lot of announcements to be coming, and we're getting a trailer for Deadpool 3 during the Super Bowl. So, some people will be interested in the football. Sure. Some people will be interested in the halftime show. Yes. Some people interested in whatever box Taylor Swift is in. But us comic book geeks, we're going to be looking. Some people will be interested in the other commercials. I just want the trailer. Give me the trailer. Let me watch it like right away, and then see which books I have to relist on eBay. So what do you think? And what do you think of that X-Force cover? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please take a look at a couple of my other videos here if you want to. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.